Okay, guys, it's Sunday night, October 7th, and I'd like to talk to you as we go into week 7. Bunch of things are going to happen this week, and some of them pretty interesting, some of them you may or may not have been expecting. But altogether, this is going to be a very busy week, and one I think that you're going to find kind of interesting. Let me back up a bit first and talk about where we've been. I apologize for giving you all leftover stuff last week. Didn't record anything new, but everything we had going into week 6 was pretty relevant from the time that I'd done it before, so we just left it in there and let it go. And I think you guys had some pretty interesting stuff going on when you discussed particularly player salaries. Player salaries can get to be an emotional topic. I mean, a lot of people say, wow, these guys are making a ton of money for playing a kid's game. I wish I could get paid to play that. But you know what? I think we all saw that there's so many factors that go into the determination of what is an individual worth. What you have to remember is that this is indeed an entertainment industry we're talking about. And I don't want to dehumanize people at all, but the athletes themselves are factors of production in this industry. They are factors in the production of the final product. Now, they're the key factor and therefore demand a lot of economic reward. But they are factors of production nonetheless, and we have to remember that. Backing up a little bit before the material from last week, you had your midterm from week before. I got those all graded. I tried to give everybody as much individual commentary as I could. I want you to know I thought they were pretty good. In fact, I thought they were very good. I think people had some really good insights and some really deep thought about the whole process. It's kind of a little dilemma we cooked up to see where people would go with a semi-real world problem. But the whole key when you read the comments I put with your grades was to consider all the factors that went into the decision and try to separate the emotional from the real, the business, the economic side. And I think, as I said, everybody did a pretty good job with it, and I'm very pleased with the results. So that's done. Now we've got one more big thing to do. Two things are going to happen this week. We have a relatively normal week in one respect. We're going to be moving into an area that is near and dear to my heart. As you can see, I'm sitting here tonight again. I have one of my coach's jackets on, and as I may have mentioned earlier on, I'm the assistant coach of both the men's and women's tennis teams here at Post, and as such, I'm intimately involved in the workings of college athletics, not just from a on the court point of view, but from behind the scenes and all the things that goes on. So what you'll see this week are the workings of college sport. College sport is a big business. College sport has impacts on the educational institutions beyond what we see on the field. And I think if you read through some of the material this week, and you'll notice a lot of it centers around the law known as Title IX that created the equality of opportunity in women's sports. And you can see how that has really affected not just college sport, but sport in general. And I think you're going to find this week very interesting. A lot of people have some very strong opinions about what's going on there. We'll read all the time about particularly big-time Division I, II, I football, and the other big sport, basketball. Oh, it's a business. Well, is it a business or is it an offshoot of the educational institution? What are the missions involved? What are people trying to do here? And you get into a lot of emotional discussions like one and dones in college basketball, people leaving early now in college football. Is college football a minor league for the NFL? All these kind of things are happening. And it's kind of unique to the United States because nowhere else in the world does anybody have that well-developed a university sports system as we do here. So I think it's an interesting area and one that you'll find rather interesting. The other thing you're going to do, I'm going to put in right now a separate video about a little project we're working on for the entire university. And that video will explain it. And yes, you're going to be asked to take a multiple choice test. Really, I want to assure you this will not affect your grade at all. Although you do have to do it, okay? This is just an exercise that we're doing as we seek national accreditation for the business school. And it lets us know where people are on a benchmarking process. It has nothing to do with where you learned, what you've learned, how you're doing. Like I said, no bearing on your grade, nothing like that. It's not about you, it's about us, it's about the university. What are we accomplishing with our students from the time they enter till the time they leave? And we've decided to do this, I don't even want to call it a test, I'm going to call it a survey. We've decided to do this survey in the 400 level classes in each of the specific disciplines. So in sport economics, that's where it is, in the sport management program, SMG 401. So you'll be provided with everything you need to do. I would suggest you budget yourself about a half hour for this exercise, and just make sure you get it done. Okay, so that's where we're at. I'm really pleased with what's going on. Last week's discussion board, like I said, was pretty interesting. Midterms have been great. I hope you find this week's material worthwhile. And and I also have a preview of the final for you, so that you can get going on it early if you want. It's another kind of hands-on essay final. It's not going to be a test, and it gives you a little project to work on. So all that being said, great job to this point, and if there are any questions, of course, please contact me. Okay, thanks and good night.